Hey guys, welcome to your Wellness Wednesday. You're here again with Chelsea Marie from chelseamareecoaching.com. So today I'm going to share with you guys 5 tips that you can incorporate throughout the summer holiday to help you to not just maintain, but also to keep losing weight. Now, whether you choose to incorporate all 5 or just one, that will make a difference. If you choose to do all 5, that's where you will keep losing the weight. If you choose to do just 1 or 2, that's where you can expect to maintain the weight. So before I dive in, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me on the live. I absolutely love it when you guys pop up and you share all your comments, all your likes and all that kind of stuff. I just absolutely love it. So I'm so grateful that you guys are here. And if you guys are new and you have no idea who I am, as I mentioned, I'm Chelsea Marie. I'm a board certified health coach and I specialize in helping men and women who want to not just lose weight, but ultimately feel amazing in their body and take control of their health. And that's exactly what these 5 tips are going to help you with for today. Okay, so tip number 1, actually before I dive in, I'm just going to check in on Facebook just to see that we are live. Perfect. Okay. So, and keep in mind, if you guys have any questions, post them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. If it's during the live, I can get to you right away. If not, I'll just get back to you when I have a moment. Hey, Crystal, thanks for joining. Okay, so tip number 1 is to incorporate 5 hours in between your meals where there is no snacking, nothing but having your water just to really keep yourself topped up and hydrated. So for those of you who watched last week's video, you heard me talk all about the intermittent fasting and how the 5 hours in between plays a huge role in balancing your blood sugar level and reducing inflammation and balancing your hormones, but also really allowing your body to start using fat as a source of fuel as opposed to glucose. So if you haven't already checked out last week's video, go hop on over and check it out. Just to give you a really quick, brief breakdown, the reason why and the way it works is you'll want to do your 3 meals a day, your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner, and do 5 hours in between. So when you do your meals, make sure that you have all your essential macronutrients. This is so essential for really just giving your body the nutrients it needs and the right amount of foods to really satiate your appetite and to also balance your blood sugar level so you can do 5 hours where you feel topped up and fueled. So just making sure to have your fats, your carbohydrates, and your protein. So when it comes to protein, you can do vegetarian, you can do, for vegetarian sources, you can do legumes, you can do sprouts, mushrooms, whatever you choose as a vegetarian source. And then chicken, poultry, it doesn't matter what kind of protein, just make sure you have protein. And then for fats, you can do something like ghee, olive oil, hemp oil, flax oil. Just make sure you have one good quality fat with each one of your meals. And then making sure to top up on good carbohydrates. Now, when I say carbohydrates, I really refer to your fruits and your vegetables. Not that you want to cut out grains completely in your diet, but you really just want to monitor how much, because if you're doing a whole plate of grains, it is really going to just trigger your inflammation. It's going to increase your blood sugar and your insulin. And then, as you guys have heard me say this before, insulin is your fat storing hormone. So if you really plan on maintaining and losing weight, that is why you really want to have a proper balanced meal. And then that 5 hours in between is really going to help you to keep losing weight. Even if you have, let's say, chocolate or a slice of cake or whatever it is, if you decide to go out and have pizza or you want to have wine, really just allowing those 5 hours in between is going to be huge with maintaining, but also to keep losing your weight. I have had clients who are huge travelers for work, and they have all said the exact same thing. When they really just stick up with their 5 hours in between their meals, where they just allow their body to fully digest and to balance their hormones, they notice that they keep losing the weight time after time, no matter how long they're traveling or no matter really what they're eating. So this one habit is so essential. Okay, so tip number 2 is to make sure that when you do have a treat or that you are having wine, to not have it on an empty stomach. So when you do this, if you're having sugar, like a baked good, or if you're having wine or champagne or whatever kind of cocktail that you want to have, having it on an empty stomach is going to skyrocket your blood sugar level, which is going to really heavily increase your insulin. This will create the weight gain. This will increase the inflammation in your body. This will throw off your hormones. hormones. So give yourself preferably an hour for each one of your meals. If you don't have an hour, if it's a half an hour, that's totally fine. But I mean, if you want to give yourself an hour and then have a glass of wine during that 1 hour time frame when you're having your salad or roasted veggies and your chicken, whatever it is, when you have that wine or that treat with your meal, you'll notice that your blood sugar level will be a lot more even and that we don't have the huge spikes. So if you are going out to a barbecue, if you're going out to a girlfriend's house or out for dinner where you're going to be eating a whole lot more than an hour long, because it happens, you know, we'll go out somewhere and we're grazing, and as we're talking throughout the night, this food is always around us. It's so easy to keep snacking. So if this is the case, then give yourself 15 minutes after that hour of eating to just check in with yourself. Give yourself 15 minutes to not eat anything, to not have anything to drink besides water, and just really allow yourself that time to gauge, okay, like, am I bloated? Am I full? Have I had too much? Have I had too many drinks? Like, what do I need at this point? So giving yourself that time frame will really help you to just gauge where you're at and to readjust. Also, if you are going out to a friend's house, if you're going out to dinner, I find quite often drinks are the first thing that you usually have. Hey, Helmut, thanks for joining. So at this point, before you have your drink, before you have a treat, eat some type of protein, whether it's nuts and seeds, whether it's some cheese, whatever it is, just have some kind of protein on hand that you can eat before you're leaving the house, before you go to the restaurant and have your drinks right away. The reason for this is because when you start with protein, it releases a hormone called glucagon. This is going to help your brain and your body understand when you are full, when you have had enough, but it also helps to regulate insulin. And remember, insulin is the main thing we really want to focus on when it comes to weight loss, because insulin is your fat storing hormone. So when we can balance it out, you'll find that the weight doesn't go up. And when we can keep it at a healthy level, the weight will keep going down. So starting with some protein before your wine is going to be a huge lifesaver. And then also, if you are at a party or at a barbecue and you are grazing and you have found, okay, you know what, you had your meal, you're not going to have any really, you're not going to have a huge solid meal again, but an hour and a half later, you're still drinking, maybe have 1 or 2 nuts and seeds, just to really help to balance and regulate your blood sugar level as well. Because when you are having an empty stomach, that's when your blood sugar once again goes up, and then your insulin goes up as well, and that's where the inflammation kicks in and the weight gain as well. So tip number 3 is to have your daily dose of water. So tip number 1, the 5 hours in between, and then your water, you're gonna find are gonna be your 2 huge, just most important tips to really help you to stay on track. So your daily dose of water before you go out to a barbecue, or before you know you're gonna go out for an evening of fun and having some drinks, top yourself up on your water, because that way you're already ahead of the game. So to calculate your daily dose of water, one thing you can do is to take your weight. So as an example, let's say you weigh 120. Divide that by 2 and then divide that by 8, because there's 8 ounces in a cup. So if you're at 120, divide it by 2, you're down to 60. Dividing that by 8, you're at about 7.5. So that's how many cups you want of water in a daytime if you were to weigh 120. So have your daily dose of water, and then later on, for every glass of wine, for every glass of beer, or whatever it is that you're drinking, just have an extra glass of water on top of that. Now, the reason for this is because every time you drink alcohol, it so heavily depletes your body of minerals. Minerals play a huge role in balancing your blood sugar level, in digesting your foods, in having a healthy functional metabolism, and just also de-stressing your body. It's essential for your hair, your skin, your nails, for everything. So by really making sure to top up on your fluids and then your minerals as well, you'll find that you'll have a whole lot easier time maintaining your weight, but also to keep losing weight as well. So one thing you can do is you can incorporate electrolytes. Anderson Solutions makes a great combination. It's basically just salt water, or you can do Himalayan salt in your water if you want, but just really topping up on your fluids to really help your body flush out the toxins, to neutralize the acidity, and to incorporate your minerals once again to neutralize the acidity, but to also top up your minerals will really be another huge lifesaver. All right, so tip number 4, this one is more geared towards digestion. So if you are out and you're having pizza or pasta, something heavier that you don't usually eat, having something to support your digestion is going to be huge, because the minute that you've got the bloating, you know right away for when you've had way too much, your insulin is increased, and on top of that, you have inflammation going on, and that's where the weight gain and the other gut issues come into play, and you don't just feel so good. So having something, whether it's digestive enzymes, digestive enzymes are awesome if you're traveling. However, my absolute favorite is apple cider vinegar. So if you are out at a restaurant or at a friend's house, chances are they have apple cider vinegar. So you can have this before, during, or even after your meal. So the reason why apple cider vinegar works so well is because the acetic acid in apple cider vinegar mimics or is actually really close to mimicking our own natural stomach acid. So if you are having issues digesting your meals, if you have acid reflux, if you've got bloating, this is because you don't have enough stomach acid. So incorporating something like apple cider vinegar before your meal will give your body the acidity to properly break down your food. If you are still feeling bloated after you've had your apple cider vinegar or your digestive enzymes, you can have more apple cider vinegar. Like I said, it's going to increase your stomach acid to properly break down your foods. It will help you with nutrient absorption. It will help you to metabolize your carbohydrates. It balances the blood sugar level. It detoxifies your body. It's amazing for your immune system. I can go on about apple cider vinegar. So incorporating something like that with your meals will really help you to just further properly digest foods that you might not be used to eating, or even if they are foods that you normally do eat, but you're just at a party and you're eating more for like a prolonged period of time, then the apple cider vinegar will really just help your body to effectively break down those foods. And then tip number 5 is more geared towards drinking. So if you are going out and you've had your salad, whatever it is, your roasted veggies, you've had a healthy meal, but now you're just having more drinks than you normally would, incorporating something like activated charcoal at the end of the evening is going to be huge in just helping your body to rid the toxins from the drinks that you've had. So you have actually a couple options. There's a company called Himalaya that makes a supplement called Party Smart. It's basically got some chicory root, it's got some other herbs that help your body to bind to all the toxins from the drinks to just basically reduce the hangover and the toxic load. So something like that will help you before you have your meals and just reduce the toxicity. Doing something like your electrolytes during the evening to really top up your minerals will be huge for just keeping you hydrated and just feeling good. And then at the end of the evening, doing activated charcoal is going to help your body just rid the toxins from the alcohol. So this is actually a great tool if you are traveling and if you ever get food poisoning. The activated charcoal will be a huge lifesaver. It's just amazing at removing toxins out of your body. So those are your 5 tips. I hope those are going to help you guys out. Like I said, if you do all 5, you can notice to lose even more weight. Another little bonus tip is if you do go out with your girlfriends and you have an evening of drinking or just eating foods that you normally don't really eat, the next thing you can do for the next morning is start your morning off with like a smoothie or a juice. Some kind of vegetable juice, whether it's celery juice, cucumber juice, just a kind of blend of different vegetables will really alleviate your digestion as opposed to having like a solid meal, but will really top you up with more minerals and just hydrate your body and just help your body to recover and to restore. So I will post a therapeutic smoothie down below that you can have the next morning after you've been out drinking, just to, like I said, to really replenish your body of its nutrients. But either way, don't be afraid to go out and to have some chocolate or some treats or to have that pizza. You know, that's one thing I always tell my clients is, you know, yes, the idea is to really educate you and train you on how to nourish your body, but it's not to really, to starve you for the rest of your life of foods that you normally enjoy having. You know, you should be able to have a glass of wine with your dinner or have some chocolate or some dessert. It's just finding that balance. So these tools that I gave you, these tips are actually going to help you, like I said, whether it's having a glass of wine in the evening with your hubby or your partner or a girlfriend, or whether it's going out, it will just help you to maintain your healthy habits, to stay on track, so that way you don't feel like you're putting, like 10 feet forwards and like 20 steps back, right? So these habits, like I said, will just keep you feeling good, it'll keep the weight off, and just ultimately have you feeling amazing in your body. So anyways, if you guys need help with your food plan, I would be more than happy to support you. If you don't already know, I actually provide my clients with meal plans based on their blood work. So this way your food plans are 100% tailored to your body chemistry, your weight, your health goals, just to kind of get everything balanced out, to reset your metabolism, to get you back on track, just so you can once again take control of your weight, but also feel great in your body. Hey Greg, thanks for joining. Hey Justin, thanks for joining, guys. So I'm gonna hop on over into the Heartcore Living Group. You guys have an amazing week. Enjoy your summer. Enjoy your summer drinks, I should say, because I know it is now patio season. So anyways, let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, I'll be back here next Wednesday. Bye.